to find somebody else because you're going to need a backup girl in case she decides to wander off. But you've kind of got to just keep thinking in consistency of 50, 60, 70, 40, 50, 60, 70 people, and just think those numbers. And when you start to break your team down like that, I promise you, you're going to make a lot of money really fast. The bronze leader, Teresa Paul, and I figured out, they make between $300 and $600 every 2 weeks. Depends on how your team built. So that's what I got. I'm pretty much done. And I think everybody left. Or I made headache.
That's it.
Yeah, he no. See, he's not going to do the roughness with y'all because he's afraid you won't show up next time. That's what it is.
We made it this far with him. We can handle it.
That's what it is. I was out there, Janae. I was thinking, I need it. I'm sitting here going, hold on. With an intro like that, you would think he could have been a little bit rough and not all about the numbers. Thank you very much.
Dang, he's a teddy bear.
Okay.
Dang, I thought we were going to get like 10 minutes of butt chewing and, some get in the gear.
He's better at butt chewing one-on-one. I've seen that for him. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I remember.
Yes, I did. You weren't listening. I did.
No. You didn't explicitly give me permission.
Well, maybe we better not, because you seem to have some things in mind that you want to say. Would you like to get back on? No? Okay.
No.
Okay. All right. Okay, so let's talk about some butt chewing now. Let's talk about what's hindering us. Let's talk about what's hindering. I'm not going to lie, recruits are down. For our team, they're down. They're down almost half from what they normally were, what they were last year at this time. And mine are down too. I'm not just talking about you guys. We're down as a team for recruiting. And my deal is, do we really know what it is? What the holdup is? I mean, for everybody who's buying Alma leads, you cannot just depend on Alma. Alma leads are a great thing. Believe me, they've helped me build my business immensely. And they've helped me help you build your business. But in reality, it cannot be the only way. I mean, I have to think, when we bought out the recruiting flyers today on the new rep call for representatives. And I mean, what really gets me is this, and this is where the butt chewing is going to come in. Come on, guys. I kept looking for heads to go, oh, yeah, my leaders gave me them. Oh, yeah, I have them. Oh, yeah, I know all about recruiting flyers. They told me about that. Because I was ready to go, that's right, because they're rocking it. Hey, I know you think that this is probably something little, but do you know how many of my leaders have started with no intention of being a leader? But they had a recruiting flyer on there. Yep, there you go. Rebecca, Janae, I see your hands up. I know. They had, and you know what happened? They must have given out 100 books, but 100 books later, somebody went online and joined, or somebody called them. And suddenly, the person who had no want to be a recruiter, especially Becky Ferris, let me tell you, was after her for years. Your sales are awesome. Come on, you need to do it. But the first time somebody said, you know what? I want to join your team. And suddenly, the bug bit them, just like that. And suddenly, you know what they said? I've got something to share too. And I can make money doing this. That's the part, ladies, that are up to us. And I just knew somebody was going to say, oh, I know about the recruiting flyers. What, baby? Okay, I'm muting. Lee's got something to say. Uh-oh, he's on the air.
The trip this year to Maui, and I'm getting approached not by just people on our team, a lot of other people, because there's 7 pinnacle categories in which you can go. there's a couple you need to just cross off your list, like top sales increase as far as unit sales. Because I'm telling you, you just look at your top 20 on your executive unit leader list, and that's going to be the top, the pinnacle award. It's just the way it's going to work because they're opening up a couple generations. But there are sales levels. You can increase your team size, some title jumps, things like that will help put you in the game. But I keep telling everybody says they want to go to Hawaii, and everybody says they want to go to Maui, but nobody want to do the work. It's like Kevin Hart always says, everybody want to be famous, nobody want to do the work. Everybody want to be famous, nobody want to do the work. So if you come to me and tell me you want to go to Maui, you better come with your big girl pants on and ready to throw down because you got 20 campaigns. And I will help put you in the ballpark of where you need to be, but you're going to do a lot of work, and you're going to work like you've never worked. It has to be one of your extreme bucket list trips because that's the kind of work it's going to take for you to get there. I'm done.
Yeah, what he said. That's right. No, it's true. It's true. And look, it's easy to get laid back. It's easy to say, you know, they don't need that yet, or they're not ready. Let me tell you something. If Mary Ann Penn had waited for me to be ready for leadership, I would probably right now be a council seller because I was the sales girl. I loved Avon so much, I could make anybody love it. If they hated it, I can make them love it. I can find something that they want to love. I can say, it's like ice and Eskimo. It's like that thing. I love them, and I realized, oh, I wish that I had known that I could do something like this back then because that would have been awesome. But what she did is she said, you know, well, yeah, of course. She put out there was a $500 bonus. That she knew. She figured out what spoke to me. And what spoke to me was money. Because when customers would say, well, what's this, you know, selling Avon thing all about? And they were like $100 customer or something. I didn't want to tell them about it because it would take away from my sales. That was my mentality. Let me be clear. It is 90% of the mentality of every representative out there that they do not want to turn a customer into a recruit because then they are going to lose the sales and it is going to take their numbers down. I mean, forget the fact that they found that customer. Forget the fact that they could probably find 5 more just like her. The point is, that was my thing. When Mary Ann said, do you have any people who spend more than $50 a campaign with you? And I was like, yeah. She goes, you need to offer them the opportunity. And I said this, yeah, right. No, I said, that takes away from my sales. I'm trying to get, at the time I was trying to get the Honor Society. And I said, I can't do that. Do you? And she says, Molly, when you are, and I was in my 40s then, she says, Molly, when you are 60, do you want to run around delivering $57,000 worth of Avon? Or do you want to sell some Avon? And do you want 570 people to be selling Avon and you make money from that? And I was like, okay, well, I can see that. And she's like, so you got to offer the opportunity to people who love Avon. And I, you know, suddenly, but I was thinking like a seller. I didn't even know what a leader, what a recruiter. I never done nothing. I mean, I wasn't somebody who came from 1 or 2 other companies and had all this. It wasn't me. I was just like, that's ain't away from my money. No. And then she says, well, you know, if we do this, you got a $500 bonus. And my son was graduating that year. So a $500 bonus for me was going to help. That prom thing I came on board from, that graduation thing I was coming on board for, because my other jobs weren't making the money for that. They were barely paying the bill. That struck me. So it's not that I said, okay, and then I'm going to be a senior executive like her. I said, I'm going to make $500. That's all that mattered to me. It was all good. I could talk to people. But then what happened is the bug bit. And I thought, I can do this. I can share this. I can, at the time she said, we could advertise, like we did line ads for the first, gosh, probably 7 or 8 years, maybe longer of my business. I did line ads at all the neighboring counties. And, we'd spend my whole leadership check, because I didn't give up my main jobs for 6.5 years. I did my jobs, and I still did Avon, and I made it up to executive, which would be gold leader now, made it up to gold leader. And so my leadership checks went back into my business. They went back into my business, and I put that in for advertising. And sometimes we would get leads, and sometimes we wouldn't, and sometimes the leads would pay off, and sometimes they wouldn't. And when my team was in what we call the ad pool, according to what level you were, that's what you put in. It may have been $25 for an ambassador level, and $50 for a leader level, and $100 for an executive level, whatever it may have been, comparable to what it was back then. They had to take the chance. It was a risk. They invested in their business, but were they going to get something from it? And then they would call and go, I put $50 in and I got like 1 lead. And I said, there were only 6 leads this month and I didn't get any, and I paid $1,500. Who got the better end of this? As a leader, I had the money to take that chance. And but let me tell you, the cool part was the next month, when people invested, we got 27 leads in, and they converted more than half of them. And that was going and signing them up in person the way we used to have to do. You never know what you're getting. But if you leave any opportunity from present customers to people who, the other thing I've learned in almost 55 years is people who have the appearance of not needing anything and they have everything, normally are the ones who need something. They're so busy keeping up with the Joneses and the Smiths and everybody else, and they got the perfect car, and they go out to eat all the time. And I'm thinking, how did I do that? And in reality, they're up to debt past their eyeballs. Companies are calling them left and right. And it's just reality. It's America, people. It just is. But the point is, we sometimes make that past judgment that because she's wearing the Gucci shoes and the Gucci bag and whatever, that they couldn't possibly need an opportunity. They couldn't possibly need a recruiting flyer on their brochure or anything like that. And in reality, they're the ones who need it the most. So I would tell you to take your judgment glasses off. I would tell you also, why aren't you enlisting your customers with an extra book with a recruiting flyer on it and asking them if they will pass this on? Do you know how many people know somebody who need an opportunity, know somebody who just got their hours cut, know somebody who lost their job, know somebody whose husband lost their job, and right now they would dig ditches to bring anything in right now. But to think that they could say, look, I knew you all were struggling, but my Avon rep gave this to me. It's $25 to get started, but so many people from where you came from. If you can make commission and you can work and look for another job. We're not saying stop looking for another job. We're just saying, do you know how many people could use the extra money? But we prejudge people in life. Forget business. We prejudge them. Or maybe we think they don't dress the part. Maybe we think they don't look the part. If that's not the biggest judgment out there, I don't know what is. Because y'all know I'm all out there. I'm just not your girl. If I can be in my jeans and my sweatshirt and my tennis shoes and still have my hair and makeup done and wear my Avon earrings, I'm good, right? I will wear my Avon t-shirts all day, in all honesty, before I want to wear a shirt that was made by Avon. Not because I don't like it, because that's just who I am. But if somebody saw me with my t-shirt, and Mary Kay would see me, if they knew what kind of seller I really was, what kind of leader I really was, they would just buy me my own pink jacket and want me to sell for them, right? Want me to recruit for them. But they won't look for me because I'm not the person who's squeezing the hamburger patties with the high heels and, have the Gucci bag. We know they look for a type. In Avon, we should be non-judgmental. We are the company where you can be you. And if you choose to better yourself, whether it be looks, how you present yourself, you know, some people don't wear better because they don't have better. But we have an opportunity to present to them that will bring them better. But are we doing it? And guys, it starts with us, because we're the ones who walk past the person who maybe looks like that they don't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, but in essence, they're the ones who have $10,000 in their mattress and would love to figure out how to put $10,000 more in their mattress, and they could take $25 out and have that opportunity in a New York minute. We don't just have to teach ourselves that, we have to teach our teams that, or people that are on our team, people who say, I don't know anybody. And I know, you know, between calculators, smartphones, and everything else, nobody uses their big brains anymore, right? It's just like, I don't know nobody. But yet I could tell when I said, have you picked up your cell phone? Have you seen how many people you know? Don't tell me you don't know anybody. You may not see them every day, but you know people. People were like, on the call, but I'm thinking they're laughing because they know I'm right. But between calculators multiplying for us and smartphones not helping us remember the numbers and everything else that is out there, technology helps us. But in reality, getting the money, making money, existing, paying the rent, making sure they don't come get your car, whatever it may be, all those things I've lived with in my life, that doesn't change. But we tend to judge people about that stuff. You know, you think somebody's behind in their car payment, you know, sometimes the first thing I want to go is, man, I don't know if Avon gives them credit. They may not pay that Avon bill. If they don't pay their bill, I don't get paid. Oh, is that not self-serving? Yet I forget I was the one they were going to come repossess the vehicle. How far off was I if Mary Ann hadn't given me the opportunity? So I guess what I'm asking you in a nutshell is, as a leader, what have you done that worked, but you're not doing it now? You need to get back to it. Is there something new you haven't tried, but it is really out of your comfort zone, and you're really fearful to try that thing? You're really fearful of the no's. You're really like, oh no, if I've got to do anything more than what I do right now, forget it. You seriously are going to miss Bronze Leader and all the money that can come with that and above, because you're a little bit uncomfortable, because you don't want to do something that may take a little bit more time. I mean, you on a call with me at 8:54 Eastern Standard Time. Who does that? Come on. There are things that you can do in this business. And by the way, if you're not investing in Alma, I'm going to ask you why not. I had a couple of conversations this past week with a couple of my leaders who I said, we're the company that you can make the money to invest in Alma through your sales. Why aren't you? Why aren't you? I'm not telling you to get 100 leads. I'm not telling you to get 50. I'm not telling you to get 25. I'm not telling you to get 20. But I think everybody should be able to invest in 5 leads, premier leads, $50 worth of leads a campaign. What do you need? $120 more in sales a campaign in order to pay for that with the $50? When you break it down, investments, and if you just signed up one person, 2 people, and one of them became a President's Club member, do you have any clue how much payback that is for you? It is a whole lot more affordable than it was in the day of line ads. I can tell you that, because the money that I spent on doing that was crazy. If you're not eligible, you need to get eligible. Then you have to use all the other ways to get yourself eligible for this. I will invest in anybody on my team who is buying leads. But if you don't believe in the opportunity or this tool that they give us enough to buy leads, you're asking me to spend my money on something you're not willing to do. That's a lease statement right there. And he just entered my body just like that. And I made a lease statement. Okay. Because that was like right between the eyes. But you guys know, I have no other option but to be that honest with you, because it's wrong not to tell you the truth. It's wrong for me to say, man, I want to see all these people get the bronze leader, I want to see you get the bronze executive. I want to see you get higher than what you are. I want you to end up 2 and 3 titles higher than you are now. But if I'm not telling you what you have to do, and yes, it does require some sacrifice. You know, for me, there's a lot. I got to be honest, getting back to business in full form this year, I've had to give up a lot more than I felt like I already earned in my business. I feel like I already earned. But the point is, I'm doing more stuff for my team. I'm doing the business booster kits. I'm doing the stuff. That means that I have to buy this stuff and have it out there for team members and people who perform and recognizing them. This is what I feel. I feel like everybody on our team who's performing is worth the effort. But as leaders, we have to make sure, if you truly want to hit those next titles, you need to look at what you're doing. Are you doing the simple thing like recruiting flyers? Are you investing in Alma? Are you out there sharing the opportunity and being ready to share it? Are you out there? Are you booking events? I mean, I got to be real honest. Up until a year ago, I did events all the time. Bronze executive, didn't matter to me. Now I just have so many people in my area who have now taken the events and they're doing it and bringing their people up, that I have gifted them the event, kind of, like, maybe, yeah, kind of done that. I've passed the baton, as they say. And the thing is, I'll go fill in wherever they need me. If they don't have somebody coming for a shift, I'm there. When do you need me? You tell me when you need me. I will come fill in for you. I will do whatever it takes. But for me to give that kind of time, I just got to know you're all in. That's all. You're all in. And you can be all in your own way. But you know as well as I do, if you're really trying to get to the top of the pay plan, you got to be doing it all. You can, and yes, you can fit it in with your life. And yes, you can still stay married. And yes, you can still be a grandparent. No, I don't even want to hear no stuff about, I got to give up all this other stuff. No, that is where a plan comes in. And that is when you stick to the plan, especially when you don't feel like sticking to the plan. That's what I have to tell you. So this is what I'm going to tell you that we're going to do. Lee, I just came up with this. He's like, oh, good Lord, what is she doing now? Oh my gosh. Okay. So we're in the midst of campaign 5 right now. So what I'm going to tell you is that campaigns 6 through campaigns 13. Okay. Minimum. And I am not Avon, so it does not matter if it comes from Alma or a personal source. So how do you like that? I'm out doing them. For campaigns 6 through 13, you have to have a minimum of 3 recruits in that time frame, a minimum, to get in the raffle for a $100 gift card, Visa gift card. A minimum of 3, but here's the key. That's to get in. For every, by the way, successful recruit. Yes. No, just sign them up. Think they put no day. I saw y'all like, oh yeah, I got something. Oh no. We are doing successful recruit here. So in their first we'll stick by Avon's rule so it doesn't get confusing. In their first or second campaign, they have to have a $150 paid order. For every three to get in the drawing, for every recruit you have after 3, you will get 2 extra chances. Not 1, 2 extra chances in the raffle for the $100 Visa gift card. So think about that. You bring 3 people in, you've got 6, 7. So think about this. How many pending people do you have who haven't done anything? They're going to count too, because they ain't done nothing. All they did was sign up in my book right now. They sign up, they ain't done nothing. Think about your pending, because to start, people who put in their orders in 6, so that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You have 8 campaigns. And I'm saying you have to have 3 successful. I've obviously had a really good day. And I'm feeling very, very giving right now, because I think technically it should be 1 a campaign, but I'm going to say 3. And then every recruit you have over that, you're going to get 2 more chances in the drawing. For $100 Visa, MasterCard, gift card, American Express, whatever you choose, you tell me what you want, I go get it. That's what I'm going to do for you. They're all looking at me like I'm crazy, but it's okay. It's okay. They're all looking at me like I'm crazy. They're going to have to work and look in any source. But this, Sharon's like, yeah, sorry, she's not good. This took that out of my allowance. Yes, I did. Lee isn't getting his iTunes allowance for the next couple of days. It's coming. Do I think you're worth it? I do. This is what I'm hoping that you're going to prove to yourself. When there's something you'd really like, why not just, this is the perfect incentive that if you're the one who earns it, for you to take that man, that person who don't believe that what you're doing is really worth anything you're doing, and say, yeah, well, this right here, this just bought us dinner tonight, baby. This is all, you got to say it's Molly and Lee. You got to say that. Just this all Avon right here. You don't need it. Because here's the deal. You can do that. You get a drawing, 3 people. One of those people could end up being a PC member for you, for us too, but for you. That puts a lot of money in your pocket over a year. So I'm going to send that out. You know what I should do to be really harsh? I should say only people who are on the call live. That's what I should say. But I will not be that person. I will not be that person. So we will put it out there for everybody, for all leaders, and we will put updates up. You know, every time we have a leader meeting, we will be talking about this. They have starting in 6, and what will happen is it's 6 through 13. They will have an opportunity in 13. 13, it's not 13, and I know if they sign up in 13, they'd place their order in 15. It ain't like that, so you have to think ahead. They got to place their order by 13. So technically, it would be 11 unless they start early or something like that. And, of course, we have to give them through 14, so it will be payable and campaign 15. Okay? So I just figure, like, these are things that I want to do. Number one, you guys need, you know, not everybody going on the Bermuda cruise. You know what I'm saying? It ain't happening. It didn't happen it didn't happen. Hey, look, looks like it ain't happening for me. I'm not going on the cruise as it stands right now. You know, people are like, what do you mean you're not going on the cruise? No, it just didn't work out that way. Between my inconsistency, things that happened in my life, and the fact that I decided I'd rather secure my title through my leaders so I can get a good paycheck, thank you very much, it didn't happen. My choice. I can own it. It's not a big deal. I want to be able to pay to go on any cruise I want to go. And by the way, I don't really want to go on the cruise. I'd rather go to Maui. And I would love for y'all to join me in Maui. I think that would be the most awesome thing in the world. Say, I'm sorry, give my team a villa. We don't need a room. Give us a villa, please. There's too many of us here. Villa. Thank you. So that's what we need to do. But I want to do these things. And, you know, look, what I'd like to do is know that our team is so big that we're doing $2.7 million. That instead I could say it's a $250 gift certificate. Doing what I can afford, but the thing is to put $100 in your pocket, or to know that you got an entry in something, hoping that you would be the name that was drawn, but yet you just proved what you could do to get X amount. And by the way, it only takes 1 to win. You can stop at 3 if you want, but imagine where your team would be if you bring on 6. If you bring on 1 a campaign, imagine where you'll be with 8 more people on your team. I can only imagine. So work on it. And if you know, I can send you guys, now everybody who contacts me tonight, you know, from the new rep call, they're getting these. I'm going to fill them out and do PDFs. But what I can do, if you guys want these recruiting flyers, what I can do is send them to you in Word so that you can change everything for people on your team. And you may, look, we're fighting, Avon. We're not fighting them, but we're striving. You know how we can't see somebody's e-store? We can't see our team's e-store. We can't see what they're, whether it's Molly Stone or Sharon Minter, we can't see our team's e-store unless they give it to us. I want that to be in Vibe. I want that to be where we can see what their code is, what their reference code is. Because if I could see everybody's reference code, everybody would get two of it. Everybody would get one of these so they can make copies once they put in their first order. But right now it's not there. But if you are talking to your people one-on-one, you don't have to wait for me. If they want them and they're on my call, I'm always willing to do it. But you could then in Word change these to match their stuff, email. My big suggestion is this. Once you change it in Word, save it to a PDF for them, because it doesn't print off as cleanly unless it's a PDF. It will print, but not as cleanly. So you're going to fix it all in Word, keep it in Word, but when you save each individual person, save theirs to a PDF, and then you email it to them. And, you know, it's up to them. Give them something to do. Don't go making them 80 copies of something. Stop enabling them. You're giving them, you just did this. Now, all you have to do is go make copies of this. All you have to do is print these off. There's 4 to a page. And make them do that. Make them give you homework. Let them show you how badly they want this by doing little things, just like I do with you all. So if you guys want these, because everybody's sending me stuff tonight, leaders, could you say, please send these to me in Word instead of PDF? Because if they're just saying send it, I'm sending it to them in PDF, and then you can't change it if it's in a PDF. So I want to make sure you can change it. And if you're talking to your people and they're saying like, you know, I don't know anything about recruiting. And you said, what if I helped you? What if I could send you a recruiting flyer that had your information on it and you could just include it with any brochure that you gave out? That could be huge. That could be huge. And again, just like Becky Furbush, let me tell you, once she got one, there's no stopping her now. Girlfriend gonna be Captain Platinum in about 10 years. I can feel it. It's gonna be all good. I can feel it. She like on fire. So that's what I'm hoping from you guys. I really am. Just Tina, you're going places, girl. You're going places. I know you are. You're starting slow, steady, consistent. Keep at it with the things you're doing. Brenda Lloyd is always talking about you and how great you're doing and the things that you want to do. And I just think it's awesome. Keep at it. And use these tools. We have, I feel like, some of the most fierce leaders just right here. And we've got a few that are missing who couldn't be on tonight no matter what. But then the story is, you all are the groundwork of our business. It starts with you. Yeah, we have a lot of great top sellers. And sometimes we have great sellers and top leaders all mixed in one, and they're absolute diamonds. But the point is, we can't expect our team to do what we wouldn't do. We have to lead by example. And that's where I have to be honest with you guys about what I was doing and what I wasn't doing. And that's why I am. And I'm always sharing it with you because it starts with me. Because if I want to think about that you're a reflection of me or maybe some of the stuff that I would do or not do, if I'm not doing it, I really suck then as being an example. And I prefer not to suck. So we're going to do this, and I will put all this in an email to you guys over the next 24 hours about the incentive, because I want to send it out to everybody, all the leaders. And think about this. If you've got people on your team who have one person, imagine this incentive for your people who are dabbling in leadership, dabbling in it. This is going out to the entire team. Can you imagine suddenly finding somebody who says, yeah, I think I got 3 friends who would do that. Well, if there are 3 friends who would do it and produce, why not? It can only help your paychecks. So, but I know you guys are the real workers, and this is probably where a lot of the entries are going to come in. So, you know what? Good luck on that. And I will, what do we have next week? Oh, wow. Next week, I only have a one-on-one. That's great. Okay. It's my week. That's like, I know it's terrible for me to say, right? Mondays burn me out, guys. It's like my brain power is all like sucked out. I feel like I got Martian sucking my brains. Anything else that I need to know? Anybody have anything to say? I know we're ending a little bit early, but I'm like, I don't care. It's all good. You guys have listened to me enough tonight. Jules, anything?
Yeah, I was just wanting to touch on, since what you're talking about, and to make sure to research and know this double bonus for people. It isn't clear. It's like, yeah, like you said, Avon is not easy to learn, but yeah, I would recommend highly to study it so that you knew it and understood it correctly, and pass that along to help out your team. They're going to earn double.
Yeah. Yeah, they can. I'm not much on that bonus, but that's just me.
Okay. Well,
I'm not. But Julie, but I think for you, the way you're working with your team,
Mhm.
I think it's great. My problem is there's so many loopholes with this bonus.
Oh, that's why I said you got to really.
And for me, if I have to spend 3 hours explaining it to you so that you get it right,
Okay.
I start doing this. I would much rather say, bring them in and I'll give you $100. You know, bring them in and we could just do this. I love most of Avon's incentives, but incentives that get people to do crazy things and then they do them, but then there's like 3 loopholes I forgot to take you through. I have a little bit of an issue with that, but Avon doesn't do anything clearly a lot of times when it comes to leadership stuff.
Yeah,
you know, when you have stuff like the Bahamas, it's pretty clear cut. You know, it's clear cut. Or if they say, you know what, do this and we're just going to give you double the money. It's pretty clear. But when they're saying this group of leaders, it's this, and this group of leaders over here. But what happens if the leader does this and then they do that and they switch? It just, at that point.
Stand on one foot.
Yeah.
If it rains on Wednesday,
Yeah, Lee, you're right. It's absolutely. I like incentives that are clear that I could just work for. I don't like incentives that are stand on your right foot, hold your left hand up. If it's raining on Wednesday, girl, you're in. I just want you are in.
Okay.
And I know you on the district part of it. I felt that's where a lot of people got frustrated. And look, I'm staring at these incentives in my face, and I still can't bring myself to talk to you guys about an incentive because I know that I gotta truly believe in the incentive and know that there's nothing that can grab that incentive from you when you do it, like some stupid loophole that I want to go punch someone in the face for because my leader just didn't get the incentive because of that. That's what happens with me but when they bring out clear cut, I mean, and they did it with the Bahamas. They did it with, Bermuda. I feel like Kickstart is clear. It took them a while to get it there, but for this short amount of time that we have to do this in, by the time you get people engaged it's just me. But you know what? Y'all can get, if you can get them to double the bonus, go double the bonus, double your mentor thing, double fund. There's a reason double gum is out, and it's for this incentive, just so you know. There's nothing wrong with it. I have a hard time preaching to anybody what I'm not okay with. And that's just me. But Julie, you're learning that with me. This is kind of new for you with me. Normally I'm preaching incentives and I'm on it, but I thought I'm going to have to spend an hour and a half talking about this incentive and how people can get it. What the freak am I going to do that for? I just want my girls to work and make money. That's all. Just work and make money. But if you're doing what you should be doing, and if you can get a brand new person in to do what that says, it's good money. I'm not going to lie to you. It's good money. It's good money. To me, when you have when you have a new person who you're trying to get to make this kind of money, and you've just gotten them into leadership, and if they get burnt by an incentive that is so turned around that you're like, but really you didn't earn it because you did not hold your hand up on Wednesday. You held it up on Tuesday. If you have an incentive like that, you will lose a leader for life. And somebody who may have been really great at a doable, you do, you get. And think about this too. When it drags them off of the big goal of what happens after the incentive, if it's just about the money that you're earning here and not what you're doing long term, when incentive can take you off chat to where you're almost like, you got to put in the order, you got to do this, come on, and you are on your people like a racehorse, and you have to be with this kind of an incentive. People don't want to talk to you no more. That's what happens a lot of times.
I am really glad I brought it up because I truly appreciate what you said, because I'm looking at it from another perspective, and I think you know what perspective
Yes.
I'm looking at it from.
Yes,
So,
I know you are.
Thank you. I really.
No, look, I'm a deep believer, and look, I love my company. I just don't know what they do sometimes when they bring up incentives. They all get in the room and they take, they're smoking a little something, and I'm like, who came up with rule number 47 for this one? I just want to know.
It's not the time either. So
it's just, and the thing is, Avon's not going to always get it right, and they're not always going to come up with the best incentives all the time. And you know what? There will be people who will hit this incentive, and it will be great. My biggest worry in all my years with this company is that when I take somebody and really have them go after it and they don't earn it, and there were so many hoops they jump through to get it, and something happens like somebody not paying $37 of their bill or something like that, and everything else is in place, and they don't, it will. I've just lost a leader who could be my next gold leader and in my future. So, and when you said it yourself, you said, make sure you read up and you really understand this incentive. When somebody says to me, you need to read the fine print and you'll need to get the incentive. If I can't just read it and say, oh yeah, I can put in a $500 order. I can bring in Alma leads. I can bring in personal leads. I can bring in just a $200 order, and I can make this many points, and I can just collect points and see everything. When I can have an incentive like that, I will praise it all day long because it is to the point. But this incentive here, I don't have enough hoops in my lifetime to jump through. Just my opinion.
I know.
It's just me. So yeah, so that's all I'm saying on that. And believe me, I will be the first one doing this for anybody who earns it. Mm-hmm. I am up in the air on it, believe me. But I think it's just, representative thinking, and I think. You're welcome. Okay, guys, I'm going to let you go because now it's going to be, you all know what's on the table. I will take all this, put it in an email, put everything out there, get these final YouTubes together so that you can share them with your team. They'll all be getting it anyways. You don't really have to reshare. I always send you an email letting you know what I've sent to your teams. Hey guys, this is what I just sent to your team. This is what I just invited them to. So they're not getting hit with double of everything so that you wear. So make sure you look for, at the end of my email, leaders, this email has been sent to your team, because I'm always adding that on the bottom so that you don't feel like you're resending. Why should you do the double work if I can get it done for you? That's my job. If I'm going to make the bigger money, then I can do more, right? I can do more for you. It's all good. So, all right, guys, enjoy your week.
Oh, Molly.
Yes,
Molly,
baby.
It's Sharon. I just wanted to say I really like this incentive. What I'm most excited about is anything that you do 7 times or more becomes a habit. And so the way this incentive is set up from campaign 6 through 13. Yep. That gives us 8.
Yep.
So, just sometimes I appreciate the call. I appreciate you sharing this because there are things that we know, but sometimes we've kind of gotten away from them. And so this will help me, become more consistent in this regard. So
good, Sharon. Good to hear. Good to hear. And believe me, I just had to get back to it. I kept thinking there's got to be something I'm missing. And then all I had to do was take a long look at me. I saw what was missing, sister. I saw
All
it.
right.
So it's all good.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, so good. I'm glad. Good. Anybody else?
Thank you really quick. I know it's kind of off subject, but thank you for Zoe's bibs. We got them in.
Ah, did you? Okay, well, there's more coming besides that, so keep looking. Okay, you're welcome.
Jesse said about those Cheetos.
Tell him I haven't been to BJ's yet, okay? Tell him.
He said the BJ shit. He said
It's on my list. It's on my list, tell him, okay? I have not forgotten about him. Anybody else? That's it? Okay.
Yes.
If you need me, you guys know how to raise me. Love you guys. Great job with what you're doing. Let's do more of it. Let's show the rest of those teams up. I love everybody in Avon, but I love it when y'all's names are on the list and you showing everybody up. It just makes me warm and fuzzy inside. So keep doing that, okay?
All right. Take care.
All right, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Right.